the main purpose for this webinar is really to talk about our #1 issue, which is property taxes. Property tax reform has been our priority for nearly 4 years, and certainly it's my hope that sometime before the next 4 years that we've been successful in making some real progress on that. The effort of the board of directors and the staff and everyone to do everything that we can to work towards property tax reform. So with that in mind, I want to turn the program over to Bruce Reeker. Bruce will talk about the bills that have been introduced into the legislature for the upcoming year and kind of go over the lay of the land, and then towards the end talk a little bit about the Reform for Nebraska's Future organization, which our board of directors has voted to become a part of, and how that fits in with the efforts that we are a part of to gain property tax reform in a significant and meaningful way in the state of Nebraska. So again, thank you, and we'll turn the program over to Bruce.
Well, thanks, Steve. Good morning, everyone. And it's a wonderful snowy morning, as Steve said. Those of us living in Lincoln are reminded on days like today that a lot of these city slickers don't know how to drive when there's a little bit of snow, but we're all okay. Also, for those of you watching this over your computers, I want to make sure that you know who's all in the room with us. Many, and there's more to the team that are working on these issues than are in the room, but many of the critical players on both our state and our federal initiatives are in the room. Seated to Steve's left is Craig Head, our Vice President of Communications. Beside Craig is Ansley Mick. She is our Director of State Governmental Affairs and our Political Action Committee. On the end of the table is Jordan Dukes, head of our federal legislative initiatives. And then immediately behind me, or to my right, is Jay Ferris, that makes sure all of these webinars work, as well as he's our Director of Grassroots Efforts, and does a great job when you get action alerts, communications from us on the need for help in the legislature or with Congress. Jay is oftentimes the one that's sending out that information. So I want to make sure that you all know who's in the room and all part of the team that's tackling these issues for you. As we jump into this, and we have a lot of ground to cover, these are going to be very important updates. We hope you find them very valuable and informative. We plan to do them on a regular basis. The tentative schedule is every 2 weeks. However, I say that, but we have an Ag Edge conference coming up in 2 weeks, and we will be giving this presentation live to all of the attendees that come to Lincoln for that particular event, and then the next webinar will be the following week. So we'll get all of that information out to you, excuse me, but wanted to make sure that you knew that this was a continuing series of updates, so that even though we won't get through everything today, we hope to give you a good overview of what's going on, both substantively as well as politically in the state capitol and in Washington, D.C. with the new administration.